Start recording. Awesome. Okay, step into your power show. Step into your power show. Hello, hello. How are you,
Jingle,
David?
jingle there.
It's a little
I'm
jingle.
doing
Yeah.
fantastic.
Who knows? Maybe we can
Besides-
start like a song and a theme and no copyright stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So today we don't have Hazel on the call with us, and that's fine for the listeners out there who are curious, who can't see the podcast, but you can see our podcast on Spotify. I always get Shopify and Spotify wrong, but yes, Hazel wouldn't be on the call, so you just have two awesome people, David and myself, for the call today. So. David, do you want to
Mhm.
start us off with your
Sure.
week? Go for it.
Yes. So this week I was looking at it at addictions. Like how do they show up in my life? And why do I want to do it? So whenever I actually wanted some marijuana, I would actually just take a few moments and go, why do I want this? And then I was just like, most of the time it was just out of boredom. So I was just like, okay. So I just kind of gave it up and then just continued on. So that's pretty much how my week has been going. It's been really good. Oh my God. And I got back to the gym. Oh, that
Mm.
felt so good getting back to the gym.
So I want
So
to
good.
ask you, which is amazing. You said you would do marijuana out of boredom. Could you speak a bit about that?
Yeah. So it's just like it's something to do. It's something to pass the time, which is not really stepping into my power.
Mm.
Maybe I could do some artwork in that time frame because that's something I wanted in the past. So why don't I bring that back to now and
Mm.
actually do that now and just and do the art instead of getting stoned or whatever.
Mm. And
And that
don't,
was kind of a
yeah.
cool idea.
Yeah, and don't misunderstand me. Like, I don't want to throw myself under the bus here, but I've had my share of getting high. Okay. So yeah, so there might be people who hear the podcast and they're aware. There might be people who hear the podcast and are not aware. Uh, but I do relate with what you're saying about the boredom or like the Indians, we have this thing in India that is called time pass. Why did you do it? Just for time pass, right? So there is power in, becoming aware of, oh, this comes from just being bored, having something to do with my fingers. A lot of smokers, like me vaping, it's just we want to have something between our fingers. Uh,
Mhm.
and now I feel you sharing about identifying where the smoking of marijuana is linked to, and then having the power to choose to give it up makes a lot of things available. Yeah, so now the gym, because for those of you who don't know, David is very into his fitness and his and working out. Anything you want to share with the audience?
Oh, it's just awesome getting back. It's just like I can feel my muscles working again. It's just like just feels really awesome. And then just the feeling of going into the gym, hearing the plates clinking and stuff like that. It was just a wonderful, wonderful experience.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
felt I felt kind of like I was in like a high school movie, you know? It was like, hey coach, it feels so good to be back.
I think
It
a
was
lot of
so
people,
awesome.
yeah, I think a lot of people can relate with that too. And this goes, it's, would you say, and just to have a conversation with this, would you say it's a or it was an addiction? I don't know why I'm uncomfortable
So what?
saying that, but like
The
to the
gym?
marijuana smoking.
Okay. Yes, it can be getting to that, yeah.
Okay. And yeah, I just, like I was thinking about it because it doesn't necessarily, like addiction is not necessarily a negative thing. I mean, people are addicted to caffeine. People are addicted to working out too much. there could be anything there. So, uh, yeah, no, I see the positive there. Great. Anything else for you this week?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Cool, cool, cool. So you are complete.
I am complete.
You are complete. That's something we also do on our calls. We always state we are complete, in our share. So David, this week for me, it was interesting because from our last call, I went from not having. So I am a legal resident in Greece, okay? Like I have all my paperwork and everything, but up to last week, I was still awaiting my permit, my card, because if you don't have the card, yes, you are legally allowed to be in the country while you get that card, while you wait for the card, but you can't leave the country. So, a lot showed up for me. There was a lot of judgment. There was a lot of triggers. There was a lot of no gratitude. There was a lot of moments where I was just like, F this and F that, and like the government doesn't want to help me and everything. But then there was also a lot of power where I identified my judgment. I identified that I was making people wrong. Like if I called the ministry and I was like, why is it taking so long? I was technically making that person wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So through my judgment and through my reaction and my attachment to an outcome that I couldn't control, there was a lot that just had me not be the best version of myself. So uh, I did a lot this week where it was like surrendering, so detaching, like in the spiritual realm, spirituality, there's a lot of like surrender, giving up, releasing, which is also what we do in SAYP. Just giving up or detaching from things that don't serve me. And it was beautiful, David, because as soon as I gave that up, like how you gave up the boredom or the association to the boredom, you had beauty of the gym. You could admire more. You could be more grateful and receiving. Right? So that showed up for me, and I have my card. I can travel. I got my
Nice.
Mexican visa, so I'm going to Mexico. Um, we got a spa day. We booked a spa in Hungary, one of the biggest spas with a thermal pool and all of these things, and so much showed up. So I allowed myself to deal with the nasty and the self-blame, blame everyone, F this, F that. And then when I gave it up, I literally got a call from the embassy that my visa is ready. Another thing David and Hazel both know is I have a weird relationship with finances. I have, like, for me, money can drive me insane, like I always don't have enough of it. I always make it wrong. I'm not grateful. So the Mexican embassy asked me to declare, like, to give a bank statement. And I have my Greek
Mm-hmm.
bank account, I have my Italian bank account, I have other bank accounts. So the Greek one is always zero. Why? Because I moved the money from my Greek account to my other accounts, and I go to the Mexican embassy with my bank statement that shows zero. And the guy asked me, he's like, do you know what you have to submit? And I'm like, yeah, you asked for my bank account. I said, he's like, if I send this, it's going to be rejected. He's like, you're telling us you don't have money. And I'm like, no, 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 I have money. And immediately, David, I was triggered. I'm like, how dare this guy say that I'm broke? How dare he say I'm poor, I'm cheap? Like it was so nasty, David. I was just like, who the heck does this guy think he is? He doesn't want me to go. He's going to ruin my trip. He's going to ruin all of that. And then I'm like, he's not doing anything. He's just telling me the reality. So I was like, okay, I'll give you another bank statement. And 4 hours later, he's like, it's approved. Come and get your visa. So, it was just that switch. So that happened.
Nice.
Yeah, work is great. And then nothing else. I mean, went for a birthday party yesterday. Had interesting conversations with people. Um, yeah, nothing really great this week, except for that.
Okay, I think that's pretty great.
Yeah, I did want to ask you one thing, and then I am complete also. I think it's going to be a short podcast today. I did want your opinion on something, if possible, if I could.
Okay.
Um, how do you deal, or how do you generate with people who have a point of view about you, and they only see you as that point of view, not you?
Just recreate them. Keep recreating them until they see you differently.
Okay. And what if they don't want to budge, that they're not getting it and you're recreating of them?
And then where is it? Where is that in you? Because that
In
could be a
me,
reflection of you.
yeah, in me it's just maybe something I could detach from, but for me it's like depending on how much I care for the person, I would push to recreate them more, so that they see me as who I want to be seen as and not as who they see me as. So like if it's family, I will keep recreating and come from, it's annoying, but I will come from gratitude and forgiveness. But if it's people that I don't care about, I'm just like, F off.
Actually, would I be able to stop this conversation because I'm feeling really off.
Okay.
Um, I'm actually feeling kind of nauseous and dizzy, and I'm sweating,
Okay. Okay, that's
and I'm
fine.
just having a really hard time.
Okay. Is it because of my
Um,
conversation or is it just how you're feeling?
no, 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 no. It's just how I'm feeling.
Okay. No worries. Well,
I
we
had
got your
a
share.
okay.
Sorry, you were saying?
No, no, I'm good. Please.
Okay. Okay.
I
Well, we
just think
got
I
your.
have to lay down for a second or go to the washroom or something.
Okay, no worries. Okay. So we got your share. Thank you for sharing, David. I am complete, and we're going to be on the call next week.
Okay,
Okay. Bye, David. Get well soon.
bye.
Bye. Bye.